So, yeah, we kind of were going in blind. Nobody's really played this in a long time.
I tried it in January, and I'm going to shut my fucking mouth because I want to hear what you guys say about it when you play it.
No, we want to hear you trash talk it.
Nope, I'm not saying anything.
And tell us how it's a DayZ clone.
Nope, I'm shutting my mouth. I want you guys to give me your first impressions.
Okay then, come on then.
Are we ready? Is anyone not ready? Yeah, straight to the end game. I have been an incredibly lazy piece of shit. I have done absolutely nothing productive all weekend, frankly. I just logged in with my friends and played some Enshrouded pretty much almost all of the weekend. We've been having a lot of fun. Frankly, my opinion on Enshrouded has done a complete 180. Holy shit. I am thoroughly recommending Enshrouded now. Yeah, it has blossomed into something pretty fucking fun, so I'll tell you more about it soon. But yeah, like I am completely singing a different song. I actually have a bit of a sort of numbered list. I was thinking about it today when I was walking the dog, you see, and I was like, how can I adequately explain this? So I came up with a simple pros and cons list for you, which we'll go through momentarily when there's a quiet moment. But hang on. While we get started then, let me just, to explain what the game is, for those who have no idea what's going on, we started off in that tomb up there. So we started off at the beginning of the game. We kind of woke up in these vaults here, you see, as survivors, as Flameborn. And based on the opening cutscene, we were survivors of some sort of calamity. By the sounds of it, a mysterious stranger from a faraway land came to this place and taught them how to make something called the elixir, which was some sort of power-gaining thing. And the thirst for elixir caused the people here to start digging deep underground to look for more of this shit, and in doing so they unleashed something called the Shroud. It's a lethal fucking gas which just flat out fucking kills you if you're not a Flameborn, and also converts your body into a zombie essentially. And so the world kind of ended. We're noticing that mysterious floating island over there with another ancient ruin on it. I wonder if perhaps the ancients, like a non-human race, are still alive. I wonder if they're over there. But the game is very, very Valheim. Very, very Valheim. And so, let me go down my numbered list. and you can decide for yourself if you want to pick it up. We're going to start with the cons first, okay? Because I do want to recommend it, and I don't want to end with the cons. We'll start with the cons. Con number 1. So, sadly, what I said I do feel is still true. It is very Valheim. So the trouble is, if you have played Valheim, you're probably not going to have your socks blown off by a lot of what is being presented here. You will find a lot of stuff very, very similar to Valheim. You will find like the food system in the top left, the fact that you have to go and find items and bring them back to initiate, like build your forge or something, to access a content gate system. It's all very, very Valheim, so be prepared for that. Unfortunately, I think, in my opinion, the opening 2 or 3 hours of the game is awful, frankly. The first 2 or 3 hours does a really, really bad job of setting up what's good about Enshrouded, so be prepared for that. Basically, the opening 2 hours has you go through the tutorial, build a base, and do everything you've been doing in every open-world survival game ever with far less polish. You know, the trees will just despawn instantly when you hit them. It's no Sons of the Forest, where the act of cutting down a tree is interesting. Or even Valheim, where the trees can knock into one tree and fall over. And it all feels very, very generic. And the thing that I want to point the finger at, mostly, it is the worst first impression for a game. Like, oh, like, you got a stick now that lets you unlock a person like it's a cupboard or something. So you have to stick with it. You have to stick with the game for a couple of hours until you see the good bits, which I'll get to. The other big flaw is that the game has a point-to-point teleport system, which you're seeing me use here. Now, if it's not using the point-to-point teleport system, you're using a flying system where you're sort of sugar gliding your way across the land by flying. Now, while that might look good initially,
I'll go down.
Steep angle flying this.
I see the elixir well. Oh, major point strategy. Oh my god, I'm actually going to go down the well. Follow me, bitches.
Going down the well.
Okay, follow
Follow
you.
me.
Diving.
I kind of want to stop for the teleport.
Jesus Christ.
Hell, look at you having talents. oh no, ow.
Oh, Doug broke his legs.
That is a huge flaw, at least in my opinion. it's a huge flaw because you're kind of skipping a shit ton of stuff. So let's say, for example, that I'm adventuring down there in the Shroud and I get killed. All I have to do is teleport back, insta-teleport, and then just fly back to my body as a sort of corpse run. Which you might argue, yeah, that's, that's fine. You should be able to do that. But you're essentially, look, everything below me. We'll get to what's below me, but I won't see it unless I actively go to it, which is a problem. Also, compare and contrast to Valheim. You have to be a little bit strategic about your boat systems because the boats aren't that cheap, are they? You can't just take a boat, build a new one, take a boat, build a new one, because do you have the bronze nails for it? If you lose a boat and lose your shit, you could be in trouble in Valheim. It might take ages to make a shitty raft and get back to where you were. So you've got to sort of imagine that's like a new biome you've not been to before. I can't just fly in willy-nilly. You've got to sort of, oh, okay, where am I going to land? Where's my landing zone? You've got to be a bit more strategic, if that makes sense. Whereas this one, no. Like death, no penalty, really. Like you just drop your stuff, just fly down, dead, fly down, dead, fly down, dead. 5th time, you got it. Does that make sense? As in, baked into the premise of the game, not only is there a lack of adventure from the traveling, but there's a sort of the ability to teleport point to point is a huge fucking flaw in the game, in my opinion. Third thing to whinge about is that, unfortunately, the game has a very geometric building system. You won't be able to turn things on their side. We'll get to the building system, don't worry. It's all in the good bits. But unfortunately, a consequence of the building system is that you're going to be building in rectangles a lot. So can we not rotate our walls? Everything's 90 degrees. There's no...
Not sure.
We've got a village of rectangles.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if there's any triangles earlier, but there wasn't.
Yeah, just building-wise, isn't that a huge limitation?
Oh, fuck
It does make it look very basic, doesn't it? Like our village, for example, does look a bit... It's okay if you're building, I think, by yourself, but like a village like this has become it looks very odd.
You're not going to be building in circles. You're not going to be building in diagonals, 45 degrees or whatever. You're going to be building in full-on rectangles, which I imagine is going to make people feel like things are a bit samey. The last flaw is that the NPCs feel really undercooked, frankly. So not only are they glitching out all over the place, but they're kind of they exist mostly as workstations that you go to and talk to. It almost feels like there was a Do you remember the game Dark Cloud on the PlayStation? I know I bring it up a few times, but Dark Cloud repeatedly had these little cutscenes, little moments of humanizing the people that you're finding. And hang on, let me just... If you get a whole bunch of NPCs, they have a little festival where they play this music. And they're all dancing around the bonfire, and they're like the strong man is showing his arms, and the hot girl is dancing like a hot girl. It sounds sad, but somehow, you can give NPCs personality without them being just planks of wood. Something out of Final Fantasy, to see them like NPCs dancing around a bonfire. Anyway, so so that's the last of the cons. So so those are the things that I found so far over the weekend. Now, let's talk about the good bits. What's my review over the good bits of this game compared to okay, firstly, Valheim. It does some things worse than Valheim, but it does something so much better than Valheim. Fucking hell. If you were interested in Valheim's sense of adventure, in taking a group of people and going on an adventure, this is actually fucking better than Valheim, in my opinion, in many, many, many respects. It is very, very fun to play as a group. I don't know about solo, but I would argue that it's even better to play as a group compared to Valheim. Because then the next thing you've got is you've got a pretty in-depth skill system. This skill tree with a rather wide variety of different classes that you can play. If one person takes a different class, you have got yourself a full-on D&D. It's not just like little abilities, like little stats. You've got some quite sizably different abilities that you're seeing people use. I've got something called Bee Sting. When you draw your bow while in the air, your fall is slowed down for a short time, and every shot gives you a small push to get more air time.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, try it.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
What the fuck? That's fucking magic.
What's this? Gentlemen, I'm tired of you losers. Bye. I'm gonna float away.
You know that looks way more epic when this game actually slows down, like in Link to the Past. Like it slows down. Now it's just looking like you're floating like a cunt.
So hang on. So if I hit an enemy, do I just keep flying higher and higher? We gotta find an enemy.
It seems if you just shoot, you do.
Are you sure? Hang on.
That's what it said, I think.
Oh yeah, wait. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You are literally playing a new Zelda game. This is actually what it is.
Pretty much here, everyone's got like a wide selection of abilities that they can pick and like a armor that they can go for. So the quest system, Valheim has nothing like this. Nothing like this. So like you have the ability to replay the quests easily. You have the ability to transfer the rewards for the quests. Like say, if a group of 7 people are rocking together, it's effortless to have them all share the same quest and stay on par. Even... and I want to point this out as something of note, there's a leveling system. Despite the leveling system, the game adapts accordingly to make sure that you're always being challenged. Oh, there's so many enemies, holy shit. Float like a butterfly. Oh my god. Fuck. Shit, fuck.
On my way.
Oh my god, help me. Jesus Christ, I'm out of stamina. No. Oh, fuck. This world is actually... very interesting to explore. Very interesting to explore. We've got this whole quest system where each of the NPCs point us in certain directions. Yes, there are nav markers, and I'm not a fan of those, frankly. But even still, you can go, say, let's go from here to here to here. And in doing so, we discover... again, don't fly. Do not fly. Walk, because you'll start bumping into a whole load of other things that you can do, like a whole bunch of other situations that you can investigate as you explore. So, yeah, the quest system, the exploration, the adventure, it's really, really good. Now, if you explore and you find yourself in certain areas, you can find not merely content gates in the form of bosses that you've got to summon and slay in order to progress, but you can find Far Cry-style challenges where you teleport... hopefully it does it, hang on. Yes, where you teleport into essentially like a platforming puzzle, where in order to unlock this teleport point at the top, you've got to negotiate challenges that will fucking kill you if you fuck up. And this shit is cool. Like a little bit of peril as you're sort of navigating to get to the thing you're trying to get to. And like, we did one a while ago where the whole floor was covered in spikes running at a certain timer, and if you miss it, you fucking die. Oh man, this is so cool.
Is that this? Are we lost?
Yeah, they look like it was
ready. Right, okay.
Wait.
Whoever fucks it up.
Going!
Roll, extra roll. Ow.
My god,
Okay,
sorry.
up we go.
I know what I'm about to say is heresy, but like Valheim has nothing like this.
Don't ruin Valheim.
I
Just
know.
say it's different from Valheim. It's got its good bits and bad bits.
It does, but this is so much better, this bit, than Valheim. Like, what did we do like this in Valheim? We go into a fucking tomb and like mine something, and then that's it. Look at this.
I like how they completely switched from this is shit to this is amazing.
I know.
It's
Pretty fucking cool though.
It's pretty fucking cool.
I completely agree.
Like, you scratch the surface of Enshrouded, you start to find quite a lot of passion and quite a lot of just interesting challenges and stuff that isn't just kill the thing and take the thing back to the base to get the thing. As an extension on that point, you know what I said initially about the lack of fluff? The fluff is there, it's just kind of buried and away from the tutorial. You find that as you navigate through the world, you keep finding lots of little evidence of like stories. Environmental storytelling is what I'm describing. For example, we found a vault and it was sealed, and we discovered that all of the people inside were dead, but the skeletons were all clawing at, like they were huddled next to the bars or slumped down next to their pods, like as if they died. None of them were touched by weapons. Just crouched down. Did they starve?
I probably
That
couldn't
looks
get
like
out.
starvation to me. Like,
Yeah, look.
beetle,
crouched.
you know? Look, this guy was reading. He
I think
wasn't
you're right.
murdered. Look, yeah.
This is actually, I missed so much stuff. Playing games with you is all right, Soviet. You have good eyes for things.
Yeah, well, you know,
spiders!
let's put it through its paces. Is my point. Now let's see what the game has to offer. Basically, you're finding that there is environmental storytelling. It is in there, but you've got, just pay attention, and you'll see that all throughout the world, we went over there and we discovered to the east there were a group of bandits who were They were rebuilding one of the old castles for the sake of some raider, like, lady, some big fat lady that they were working for. The NPCs themselves, for example, like this one, like they talk about each other. So this guy, his opening thing is, go find me some iron. I will make you, but over time it's like, you claim the Wailing Blade, I forged it for her grasp before she left me. Fine. You may wield it in her place, pierce the Shroud's heart, Flameborn. It's what my daughter would want.
Okay.
This is what I want. Yeah.
That's lore.
Fluff.
It was his daughter's sword.
His daughter! He wants his daughter!
Oh, I think his daughter's dead. That's what I took.
Okay.
Putting it back in the thing.
He's probably dead, yes.
Good. This lady over here, where is she? We found a skull in some mud, and she was going, oh, my head hurts. It feels like I was thrown. And then you discover that her skull is in the mud next to a tournament ground of some giant Wookiees. They were literally using her head as the ball. Little sort of moments of characterization. This lady would like us to go and get her pet goat. Yeah, so there is passion in there. You just gotta kind of scrape through a bit to get past the lifeless shit. The next big thing to talk about, the next reason why I recommend Enshrouded, this build system is leagues ahead of pretty much every other one that I've seen. The build system is not what it looks like. These here are not panels. These are paintbrushes. What you're actually doing, instead of putting down items which become items physical in the game, you're just selecting a paintbrush, selecting what type of material you would like, and then, with a snapping system or not, you're placing it down, and the paintbrush is modifying the world.
You could just cut a window out or
You're
a
fucking
slit,
shitting
whatever.
me. Hang on.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, it's all voxels.
Show me.
That's the upside.
Sorry. I didn't know this. What, can I just fucking...
Yeah, do whatever. Yeah, you can go down to the smallest block size.
Okay, no, hold on. Oh my god, okay. Hold on, that's... I did not know that. I did not know that at all. So let's say, okay, I'm going to switch my paintbrush over to a roof thing. Click that, left click, left click, left click. The game is now adapting based on what I'm clicking to make a roof in the correct shape. All I have to do is click. So, look, it's making the roof. It's painting the roof. It's adapting. And if I switch to different materials, it too will adapt. All I'm doing is modifying the terrain with paintbrushes. I'm not making an object. You can. Like I could do, well, I could do this and be like, there we go. So you can click it in one go, like that. But all I'm really doing is commanding the game to modify the terrain to look like it, and the game will adapt around you. And it's pretty fucking impressive. I've been so very impressed. Making this custom, like placing down the blocks and then carving it into the shape that I want. Naughty, as you can see, carved it into the shape that he wants most. He's a strange man. It's very cool. Now, the downside. So, let's say you're building. Press Y to undo. That was easy, wasn't it? Click again. Now, come back, like, let's say 2 hours later. That's fine. I'll just right-click to undo it. Easy, right? The problem is, if you start sculpting like this... Oh. Okay, that was a bad example. What happens is, as you start sculpting, you start to confuse the build system, and you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to come along and just right-click delete it. So what starts to happen, unfortunately, is that the game will be like, I don't know what you want me to delete there. Like the delete function becomes very finicky. And Naughty was telling me that this roof, eventually, he had to like put the smallest paintbrush up and just click it 600 times or something. Like he was saying. And I thought, yeah, that's silly. And then I tried it myself, and the floor had the same problem. Oh my god, this floor. I was trying to get this floor right for like an hour over the weekend because it was... Look, you see? I've still, like, I can't fucking... In order to get the... I can't just right-click delete that anymore. I've got to get in there with the smallest paintbrush and chip it out bit by bit. So... it seems to be a natural consequence of, oh, you can select the variable paintbrush, says the game. Okay, but in turn, the game can't read your mind. It doesn't know what you want to delete and in what sort of size, if that makes sense. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts. The game build system is incredible, and you'll be able to make so many like really, really cool-looking things to your own personal preference. But vice versa, you've got to now be prepared to spend ages. Like, I don't think I'll have the energy to delete that store. Oh, yes, the deck. Oh, my God, look at this. Sorry, let me show you this. Explain to me why, looking at you, Valheim, pointing a fucking finger at Valheim, explain to me why, in order to place down any decoration, you've got to put down, or most decorations, a fucking, like, picture hook, and then place the thing down onto the picture hook. What is Enshrouded doing? Workshop. Carpenter. Look, you can just flat out build all of these decorations and place them down wherever you fucking want. Look, here's a sack. What, you want to put it here? Yeah, sure. You want to move it? You want to, like, no fucking stupid tricks. The game just goes, yeah, it's a decoration. Of course you can put it down. Why wouldn't you? And it makes other games so much sort of like basic by comparison to this. Like, I mean, look at this. Look, not only are we setting up these mannequins, obviously Valheim does that, but look, like all of this shit, just decorations that you can just put down in the world. A candle, sure, whatever. You know, fucking put that down. Do you need to put that on a fucking item stand? No. Game says put it down. Why not? Yeah, the game is almost like you almost feel the pang of what the fuck are other games doing if Enshrouded just treats it like build it, left click, you know, done. It's almost like Morrowind in that regard. It's like, yeah, you put down an item. Why wouldn't you be able to put down a fork? Yeah, and the ability to dig all the way down to make deep tunnels, or all the way up to make tall towers and castles. Yeah, Enshrouded is impressive. And we've been going on some pretty cool adventures to some many cool locations. Get a team of friends, pick up Enshrouded, go through it together. Definitely. And don't use the teleports, and try to fly as little as possible. Trust me. Just walk wherever you can. Yeah.